All right, welcome back. Video 2. This is emergency protocol. All right, so step 1, emergency protocol. You never give out anyone's personal information. So even if there's an emergency or something is going on, you are not allowed to give Miss Cole's, Miss Tiffany, or Mr. Clark's information. You are also not allowed to give any RA if like personal information as well. So if they ask, give them the office number, or if an officer asks the office number from nine from 9 to 5, or whatever the office hours are, what 10 to 6, for this person or this personnel, you are not allowed to give out personal information at any time. During emergencies, you are typically not allowed to leave the front desk. If there is a fire, um, you stay at the front desk until it is deemed unsafe for you to be there. Um, Same thing, unless it's like a medical emergency occurring in the lobby and you are the person responding and there's no one around to help at the time. Um, you stay at the front desk, because of course if someone says call 911, you need to be at the front desk to call 911. If they say we need an ambulance, you need to be at the front desk to call for an ambulance. So therefore we do not move. Remember, we're also not supposed to have our cell phones, so therefore you are the direct line or main contact for emergency services. um you are to record the occurrences in extreme detail. So you are to say, at 8:28, this happened. At 8:30, I called this person. At 8:35, this person showed up. At the 8 whatever, this person showed up. At this time, this engine number arrived. At this time, this ambulance arrived. At this time, like, you are to be extremely detailed. Student name is this with ID number. Da 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 da. Like, be extremely detailed about what has occurred during that time period. Do not leave any information out. Also, do not be biased. So don't say how you feel. Don't say what your perception is. Say exactly what happened, what you saw at the time, what that occurred. For fires, protocol is that when the alarm goes off, you go on the intercom and you make an announcement saying, College Hall South residents, please exit the building. Please exit the building. College Hall North residents and guests, please exit the building at this time. If there are no guests, or if there should be no guests, um, then don't say the guest part, but say CHS residents and guests, please exit the building. CHN resident and guests, please exit the building. Please exit the building at this time. And you can also say, please head to the health sciences parking lot. Please head to the health sciences parking lot. So that is the designated location for everyone to go to, is the health sciences parking lot. Then after that, you are to immediately call campus police. For some reason, sometimes they are not notified that we have fire alarms. We need you to call them immediately. Campus police will come and block the streets so that residents can exit the building appropriately. So please call them, and even if it's a false alarm, they need to be aware of the instance, that so that a report can be filed on their end. That is fire protocol. Fire protocol, again, you are to stand behind the desk, as make note of like when the fire alarm went off. The annunciator panel started at this time, and then the fire alarm sounded at this time. Fire evacuation began at this time. The fire alarm was turned off at this time by so and so. Re-entry to the building began at this time. Re-entry of the building ended at this time, or was completed at this time. For fires, you also want to note the engine number that arrived, any campus police officers that arrived with their badge numbers. For fire, you will stand behind the desk. If residents leave the building after a certain time, after the fire alarm has been going off, they will be charged with a inappropriate or illegal evacuation of the building during, or failure to comply with fire protocol is one of those. But you may be asked to record those names. If you are given those names, make a note of those names, and then you'll probably email that to whoever is going to write the incident report. But you have to be extremely detailed. If it is a maintenance issue, you need to kind of gauge the situation. If someone comes and say, "Hey, my toilet is stopped up," okay, that's not really an emergency. I need you to go on to liveathoward.com and create a maintenance request. If someone says there is water leaking from my ceiling, at that point you can call the on-call GA and say, hey, room so and so is stating that there is water leaking from their ceiling, or there's water leaking from the wall, or there's water spewing from the sink. Those are like emergencies, like a maintenance emergencies. If they say, my floor is kind of wet, or my carpet is kind of wet, you can call an RA and have them go check that, and then they'll funnel that up to the on-call GA. But for a emergency is like water is spewing, or there is a fire, or something is smoking, or those are like maintenance emergencies. You kind of have to gauge whether something needs to be checked on. If a resident is saying my heat doesn't work, that's not a necessary emergency at the time. You can contact the on-call RA or any RA who is on call to have them go check the AC unit. They can restart their unit. And then if that doesn't work, then the RA can contact the GA. But know that if maintenance emergencies are things of like water spewing, like things on that level that needs to be handled within like the next 10 minutes to stop a major catastrophe, for those you will call the on-call GA. If it is not a crazy emergency, call the RA or have them create a account online at liveathoward.com and then submit a request. If it's medical, you would call the ambulance. We'll call campus police, of course, first, and then they will probably notify an ambulance service. We typically call campus police first, which is the 202-806-1100 number. We call them first because they deal with a smaller area, so therefore they are able to respond quicker than Metro Police. So please remember that in these emergencies, you are typically always calling campus police. Unless for some other reason that you can't get the number or don't know the number, that is a number you should know by heart, that you should call campus police to deal with major issues. Medical, again, most times for medical, you will be notified that someone is already on their way. 9 times out of 10, you won't be hearing about it for the first time. So don't feel frazzled about that, but please know that we are not caregivers in that regards. So someone, God forbid, is dying, we do not have the wherewithal to resuscitate, to do any of those things. We have to call for assistance. If you have personal certification, feel free to, but on the end of concierge, we are not liable for that. So please, we actually do not leave that to professionals. Criminal, always call campus police or for anything criminal going on. Just report what happened, times, dates, individuals, names, ID numbers, all that good stuff. Make sure you are getting in contact with the proper professional. For hierarchy, it goes RAs, GAs, Mr. Clark, Miss Tiffany, Miss Cole. That is the proper protocol to always follow. If you are on call and you're dealing with something, you call all the RAs. Even if it's just a lockout, you just call all the RAs on call. If they are not answering, call them again. They are still not answering, then call the GA on call. The GA on call does not answer, call them again. If that then does not work, then call Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark, I called all the RAs on call, and I called the GA on call. There was no answer. I am dealing with this incident. If Mr. Clark, for some reason, does not answer, which is not extremely likely, then contact Miss Tiffany. Miss Tiffany, I called all the RAs. I called all the RAs on call. Please make sure you stay on call. Say, I called all the RAs on call. I called the GA on call. I called Mr. Clark. I got no response. Can you please assist me? If nobody answers, Miss Cole, I called all the RAs on call. I called the GA on call. I called Mr. Clark. I called Miss Tiffany. Can you assist me with this situation? That is the protocol. Please follow protocol. Follow protocol. That will be one of the biggest ways for our client to say that you can't work with us. My goal is not to have anyone leave. My goal is to train everyone and to equip everyone with the skills to be excellent. But if you do not follow proper protocol, if you do not do the job, then there is no way for me to advocate for you. So please follow protocol. We typically work from behind the desk. We make all the calls. We make all the records, and then that is our protocol for re-entry of the building for like fire alarms, or if any we have to evacuate the building for any reason. Um, we typically do not have to assist with checking IDs, but we can. At that point, you are still recording what is going on in the lobby. So if someone is having an issue with the resident, they might pass you that resident's ID and say, "Can you please make note of that person's ID?" Or you can state and say, "May I see his ID real quick?" And then you can record that student's information or that individual's information, stating that there was an issue or that this issue took place with that resident. Yes, again, you do not have to check IDs on primary entry, but you can assist in doing that. Remember, you are to be recording still at this point until the incident is complete, meaning that the all clear has been given, all the residents are back in the building, all the RAs, GAs, whoever was on site has left. That is a complete incident when the individuals in charge have left. So they will state, you will state in your report, Ms. Cole, RAs, whoever left at this time, incident complete or incident finalized. And that will all be in additional comments or whatever pertinent portion of the report that you are filing, a concierge report. All right, so that is protocol. Please follow it. Also, please read the manual at the desk. The manual goes through multiple scenarios of what to do, who to call, what do I do in this in respect, what am I in charge of as concierge. Again, things like vending machine, washing machines, those are not emergencies. The individuals themselves can call like the vending machine company if their money was taken or if we gave them the wrong soda. We can call ETS for the card reader. A special and people have to be called for the actual washer or dryers. Those are not typically emergencies. Please be aware of what is an emergency and what is not an emergency. That is part of your job description. All right. Thank you. Be excellent. Be diligent. Thank you for all that you do. Catch you later.